One, two, three. Hello, everybody. This is Silaninil, and welcome back to the darkest dungeon. You're in the graveyard with the undead gamer. We need to get some of these level 1s to level 2. Let's go do it. What are we gonna do? Should we go to the cove? We did the weld last time. This is medium. Short. I actually like that this is short, but it gives us crests, so we need deeds. Ooh, this is good. We're gonna go here for 5 deeds. We're gonna get rid of these guys, maybe. We're gonna take Sylvanas. She does have healing, that's perfect. So yeah, I'm curious to see what band we decide to rant about today. We're actually gonna bring Lars with us from Metallica. Though we're gonna try and not rant about Metallica in this video as well. Just because, you know, 2 videos is probably enough for me ranting about Metallica. Do we have a tank who's level 1? You know what, we're gonna take Boba instead. This is a short, correct? No, we picked the medium. Alright, we're taking the medium because of the dudes. I literally just did that and forgot. So if I'm ever, like, not responsive to something you say, remember, it's not your fault. I'm just an idiot. Alright, we're gonna go pretty low on our money here. We still have any relics we've gotten recently to sell, that I'm not gonna use. So I'm not concerned diving a little too deep into our money. Oh, it's the cove. Boba Fett, Jon Snow, Lars Ulrich, and Sylvanas from Lord of the Rings. Holy shit, did we just scout, like, the world? Complete 100% of room battle. So we see there's a room battle here, so we're gonna go this way first. Because, what is your trap? Where do I find that? 50, 10, 20. Well, Boba. It's a trap! And yeah. Star Wars jokes. Topical. Rogue One's coming out. Rogue One looks sick as fuck, guys. I'm excited. Of course, though, I have to deal with all the sexist assholes in my life bitching over the fact that it has a female protagonist. Because, wow, it's so cool to make the cast of a movie a woman now. And I'm just like, dude, just shut the fuck up. I mean, why do you need to be the special snowflake? Why on earth do you have to ruin everyone else's fun because someone doesn't have a dick and is in the lead in a movie? I don't get it. But, whatever. You know, some people just have to hate. They just can't be comfortable with, you know, representation of someone who isn't them in something. We're actually gonna sniper mark this lady, because I'm gonna shoot her in the tits. Ooh, and we're gonna drop some artillery on them. That's nice. His setup is the way I like it. Alright, so I said I wasn't gonna talk about Metallica, but I'm gonna talk very briefly about Metallica. Does anyone else just love Lars Ulrich's dad's beard? Like, the shit goes down to his toes, alright? That's cool as fuck. Just saying. Oh, that 11 heal is sick. Oh, headshot Sylvanas. Very good. Let's get some more artillery in there. A crit from Lars. But yeah. I mean, it going back to the previous video where I mentioned the fact that I watched the documentary for some kind of monster. Lars Ulrich's dad showed up during part of it. And, actually, we're gonna give that to the Beastmaster. Jon Snow would not have dodge. So we're gonna go back the way we came now. Because we know there's no fight in that room. there's nothing there that'll help us finish this quest. Yeah, that's enough Metallica talk. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's switch over to John of Thrones. I was about to say John of Thrones. Let's switch over to talking about Game of Thrones and Jon Snow. So I am a member of the Rooster Teeth Dungeons and Dragons community on Discord, which was started after they started doing Heroes and Halfwits. I always have loved D&D. It's something I play quite a lot with a good many people. I always run games because I'm a creative son of a bitch, and people like playing the games I make for the most part. So I'm very rarely a player, always the DM. And recently, thanks to the glory of Humble Bundle, there has actually been made available the Song of Ice and Fire, or the Game of Thrones, role-playing game that is done by a company called Green Ronin. Their book was available for $1. So I picked that up and shared it with a lot of the people from the Rooster Teeth community who I play with. And they are all very excited. And this Saturday, we are actually starting a Game of Thrones campaign that I do hope to somehow record. The first session is going to be almost exclusively character creation. How the Game of Thrones game works is that, like, in order to, like, create a situation where all the players could feasibly be working together, it actually creates, part of what you do is you actually create a house for yourself. You actually create your own house, basically. Like, your own noble house, and you have to create the backstory about why your noble house came into existence, and all this other cool shit. Alright, we're actually going to take the sniper shot on this guy, because he's marked. That is sick. It's going to help with stress. I would like to use our stress relief on the dog, but I'm not really in, like, the right spot for that, which kind of sucks. Abyssal artillery. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. So yeah. So we have to make our own house. Which is interesting. I think it's really cool, like, to have to design your own coat of arms and your own motto and everything. We'll see how that goes, basically. I'm excited about it, but, you know, people who do things over the internet these days tend to be cancerously addicted to memes. And trying to keep people, like, focused on keeping something realistic can be a bit of a pain in the ass. And I mean, it's not their fault, right? They're just trying to make it about stuff they like. It's 100% valid. It's just, if you're doing something set in, like, a pseudo-realistic setting, like Game of Thrones, for me at least, the immersion gets broken if you start, you know, making the House of Goatsy, or, you know, some other meme trash, right? Like, it breaks me out of the story. I shouldn't have used that. I think that just, yeah, that only works for 3 rounds. I was hoping it would relieve stress. It did not. They're all dead, though, which is good for us.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
We actually wanted to move this guy there. Good.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require
it's
all
all right.
the strength to follow it.
Yes, I know you're bleeding, my friend. Do not fret. We can deal with that. But yeah, we're going to be doing Game of Thrones, which is super exciting. I love the Game of Thrones sort of world. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the show. Not to incite the ire of people watching. Because, like, I watched the first 5 episodes of the show. Went, oh, this is really cool. I'm gonna pick up the books and read them at work. At the time, I was doing a cleaning job where I basically had to do 2 hours of work over a 7-hour shift. So I had a lot of downtime where I could at least read. Like, I wasn't, like, just dicking around. But, right, you finish one huge thing on the floor, it takes about an hour, and then you take a 45-minute break. Because, I mean, it was a lot of physical work, and I'm not really built for that to begin with. Then you added the fact that, like, it's a lot of work. The breaks were very nice.
Give them no quarter.
But, I basically decided right away, after reading my way through the first book in, like, a day, that I was like, yeah, I prefer the books to the show. I was just like, the books just, they have a better feel to them for me. So I stopped watching the show. Now, of course, I exist in the world where internet is a thing, and people don't know or give a fuck about anyone else. So of course, everything that happens in the show gets spoiled at one point or another. So, even though I don't watch it, I'm hearing about all the changes they've made in the show to move it away from the books, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of really glad I jumped ship. Alright, we're probably gonna camp in this room if we can. Ugh, this is sick. On the bright side, we're gonna be able to get some AoE off. Those guys hit really hard, and Boba is just not a good tank. We're gonna try and uppercut this guy. Oh, Jesus. We need to get some AoE damage out. No, he's on death's door. Shit.
As life ebbs,
It's alright, we can heal that.
vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
But it's gonna make him pretty damn useless. A part of me is definitely hoping this is like the final fight for this mission. I know it isn't, but a part of me would very much like it to be. Yeah, but we're probably gonna lose Boba, which is fine. I honestly don't really care for the bounty hunters. But 3-manning the rest of the mission would be a little too hard, because we're not gonna be in the right position for all of our healing. Well, he's still hit. There's a good dodge. Thank you, Sylvanas. At least you know what you're doing. Fuck. I say as you just miss everything. Alright, we gotta try and get the artillery off. Damn it, I was really hoping for like a lucky crit there. Which you should never do, by the way. Should never just be making plays of desperation when you can easily just be healing out of the situation you're in. I know that. Heal. Smack. Alright, Boba's still carrying his weight. And I think Sylvanas, no, it was Kagami we brought with us last time. Oh, shit.
About to break.
He can't even.
Powerful blow.
But yeah, I enjoy the world of Game of Thrones. I'm not the biggest fan of the movies. Or the show. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the show has amazing casting. If that helps. I think they could probably not find a better Tyrion Lannister.
Clearly in view. Or is it merely
If they tried,
of the light?
to be honest. Tyrion Lannister is awesome. They probably couldn't have found a better Jon Snow. Jon Snow was pretty sick. No one in the world could find a better, Ed Stark. Nettard.
The match is struck. A blazing
Uh,
star is
just
born.
Sean Bean. Amazing. Whoever it is who plays Khaleesi is fine. Jason Momoa as Khal Drogo was badass. Cersei is okay. I don't know. I don't find the actress they found for Cersei to be, although I don't want to, like, offend anyone here, all that attractive. Like, she's not the type of lady that I personally would go for physically. I mean, physicality is only so much of an attraction, right? So, like, if Cersei had a great personality, sure. She's just like, if I'm looking for something, emotionless to jack off to, I don't look up Cersei. Brienne of Tarth is awesome. The actress they have for Brienne of Tarth is the bomb diggity. Also, one of my favorite characters from the books. And of course, you see a lot of her. But see, like, there's a character I love in the books who's just not that popular in the show, I guess.
Masterfully
Like, he has to be, because I've never once seen anything from him in the show, if that makes sense. So, like, I really love this character, but, like, no one else seems to. He just blew himself up. Holy shizmat. I'm very glad he missed, because I don't know how much damage that would have done to all of us. But, and that character is, Davos Seaworth, the Onion Knight. He, in the books, is
This
my
expedition at least
absolute
promises
favorite.
success.
Fuck. This way's 2 fights, this way's 1 fight. We'll go this way. Davos Seaworth in the books, is so cool. Alright, we're gonna get into some mild spoilers for, like, a side character from Game of Thrones. Like, I would argue that Davos Seaworth is not, like. See, this is the problem, right? Like, he's a really cool character, and he does some pretty important stuff. But at the same time, like, he's definitely, at least the way the show handles him, very secondary, right? But, like, in the books, he gets his own chapters from his perspective, because that's how the books work. Every chapter is from a different character's perspective. Which is cool. I mean, it works. But, Davos is just a very good person. And you don't run into them very often in Game of Thrones because they normally die. Which, 100% accurate. The first good person we see is Ned Stark. But the problem is Ned Stark is too good. He's so unwavering in his goodness that it kills him, right? I don't care if I spoil the first episode of or the first season of Game of Thrones. I really don't. So you have this character, this awesome character who everyone loves, and the reason they love him, it's shift click. And the reason they love him is, I honestly think simply because he's doomed, right? Like, there's really no reason to love Eddard Stark. When you consider, you know, he joined Robert to rebel against the Mad King. Alright, sort of redeemable. He still betrayed his king to do that. His king was insane, and he saved many lives for doing it. But at the same time, this is really bad.
Gnawing hunger sets in, turning the body against itself.
Be heroic? Jon Snow, you failed me. But, so, you're in this situation where, alright, I mean, he did this for the right reasons, even if it resulted in a lot of violence. And, oh fuck, this is like the worst setup for this. And a lot of people being dead. It probably saved, he's dead. No, he missed. It probably saved more people that were lost, really, based on the Mad King's reign, right? Like, that's, when you look at Robert's Rebellion, you have to look at it like, did this save enough people by killing Targaryen, that it was worth all of the life lost? And I honestly don't know if it was, personally. So, already, you know, Ned is someone who betrayed his king, the king he sworn to defend, because he felt the king could no longer be trusted, right? Like, pulling the trigger on that is a big deal, especially if you're someone like Eddard. He marries a woman he doesn't love, and you can say he loves Caitlyn. Guess what? He doesn't. He might have grown to love her. He didn't love her to begin with. Caitlyn was arranged to marry his brother. His older brother, I imagine, actually, who was also supposed to inherit I can't fucking remember the name of his keep, but his position. His older brother died, and he basically married Caitlyn out of, well, we still promised your family that you could marry one of the men of our family, so in order to keep the promise between our houses, I'll marry you, even though it was not what I wanted. And the thing was, Caitlyn was actually attached to Ned's brother, I believe. So, I mean, it's not like theirs is a marriage made of love. Now, don't get me wrong, they grew to love each other, have many children. Ooh, crit for 22, that is disgusting. They had a good number of children, and they made the marriage work. And again, like, I've heard testaments from people in arranged marriages who, many of them say, you know what, when you realize that this is what you're going to do, you just make it work. And you can find real happiness in it. Doesn't always work, mind you, but in the case of Ned and Caitlyn, it worked. But then Ned goes off to war and comes back with a bastard. So, now, of course, it's heavily implied that Jon Snow is not actually
So too will resistance.
the son of Ned Stark. It's heavily implied that. There were all sorts of fan theories. We managed to survive that without anyone dying, though they did get hella stressed. So, So, you know, you have Ned Stark, alright, who at least on the surface, not only is he a oath-betrayed warrior, but he also sleeps around on his wife. And I know what you're saying, yeah, but Jon Snow isn't really his kid, but that's the way we're introduced to it. You don't really find out about the Jon Snow stuff until after Ned's dead.
This
Transfer
masonry
coach.
bears no better than the faith of its congregation.
Rabies is gone. Red plague is gone. Bloodthirsty's gone. Good. Hey! Sparhawk has returned from his mission quest. Praise Jesus. You piece of shit. Now we have to go get the goddamn disease removed off of him. And Littlefinger. They both had scurvy. So yeah, right, like, people love Ed. I honestly think a lot of the case it's because Sean Bean, right? Like, I think that's it. Right? Because, I mean, you could not find a better person to play that character than Sean Bean. I should have fucking did that before I bought it. Oh well. Sean Bean is just an absolute delight of a person. And you're not gonna convince me otherwise, basically, in terms of people who love the character of Eddard Stark. Because, I mean, he's really apprehensive when you consider the fact that it's implied he cheated on his wife, made a bastard, and then brought the bastard home and basically demanded that she love him. Right? Like, that's a little, like, shady. It's accurate. He literally came home and said, well, this is my bastard. He's going to stay with us, because he is mine. And I made him. Alright, we're gonna sell these. And that was something very cruel to do. Whoa, what was that? Antiquarian. Oh, you already have one and it's unique. So think about how cruel that is. It's like your husband goes away, creates a bastard, and then has the gall to bring the bastard home and go, I had him with another woman. You will raise him like he is ours. And she doesn't. She hates Jon Snow and is absolutely a monster to him. Even though he does nothing but good by her children. She doesn't care. She's just bitter. I don't really like Catelyn or Caitlyn Stark or whatever the fuck her name is. I honestly think she's absolute trash, and I'm glad she's dead. It's a little annoying because, hey, she's dead, but not really. Oh, you'll only drink. Okay. But yeah, Game of Thrones, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Again, another 30-minute episode of us taking the Darkest Dungeon. On the next episode, we're hoping to take Quasimodo, Jacob, Gomez, and maybe Dr. Oz or Keurig. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Please hit that like and or subscribe button. And hey, drop a comment down below. I read all of it. You disagree with how I talk about Game of Thrones? Fucking man up, right? I mean, get up, comment, or shut up. Have yourself a great day.